Hello, welcome back to our online classroom. This week we're going to do just a brief review of intervals of the half step and whole step. We're going to learn the major scale formula, and by the end of this lesson you'll be able to successfully construct a major scale off of any given note. Let's just do a brief review of intervals, the half step and the whole step. A half step on the piano keyboard are any two adjacent notes. It is the smallest interval in Western music. C up to C sharp or even to D flat is an interval of a half step. F to F sharp, also a half a step. E flat, E, if we go from E down a half step, we're on E flat. Or if we go from B down a half step, we arrive at B flat. If they're adjacent keys on the piano, it is a half step. Two half steps make a whole step. So C to C sharp is a half step. Add another half step. C to D is a whole step. All right, let's use our knowledge of half steps and whole steps and learn the major scale formula. Using this combination of half steps and whole steps, you can start on any note and create a major scale. So, this is what you need to learn this week, big time. The major scale formula is this: whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, and we end with a half step. Okay. We can use a simple then three-step process to construct any major scale. Your first step is to write out the scale in alphabetical order, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Second, write in the formula, whole step, half step, whole step, half step. And thirdly, go back, analyze, and apply sharps or flats as needed to agree with our sequence of a whole and half steps. Please make note, the scales are either going to have sharps in them or they'll have flats in them. You will not create a major scale that includes sharps and flats. All right, let's give it a try. Let's start with A. That's an easy alphabet to put together. So we start with A. Here's B, C, D. I'm just writing in the alphabet, F, G, and we always end on the same note that we started on. So write the alphabet in. Notate that scale on a staff. You can use any clef if I haven't identified one for you to use. The A scale, treble clef, bass clef, same sequence of notes. If you recall the major scale formula, whole, half, whole, half, let's write that in. It's always a good idea to put it in between each note so that we're going like this. And it's very easy to see from E to F, this interval needs to be a whole step. Okay? If you place the whole halves right in between. All right, let's look at our piano keyboard and analyze this and see if we need to alter any of these notes to create an interval of a whole step or a half step. So here's A. Here's a half step. To B is a whole step. Okay, now I'm going B to C. B to C is a half step. We need two half steps here because we're creating an interval of a whole step. So that's got to be C sharp. C sharp, up a half step. D, that's good. Don't need to alter it. D, up a whole step. E is good. E, up a whole step. E, up a half a step is F. E, half step, another half step. F sharp. We need to put a sharp in front of that F. Now we're on F sharp. We need to go up a whole step. Half step, whole step. We need to put a sharp on that G also. G sharp, up a half step. G sharp, up a half step. And we end on the same note. If you get here and you do your final half step and you're on the note you started on, we're in good shape. That's the A major scale. All right, piece of cake, right? Let's try another one. Let's do F for fun. Start off, we're going to write in the alphabet. F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. We use every letter of our musical alphabet with none repeated. Notate that on the staff. Put in the major scale formula that we now have taken and known by heart. Whole, whole, half. Whole, 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 half. Let's start analyzing it. We've got a F. F. And I want to go up a whole step. G is fine. I want to go up another whole step. A is good. Now I'm going to go up a half step from A. I'm here. We're going to want to go to there. It's not A sharp because we can't use the letter A twice. So this is going to be B flat. From B flat, I'm going to go up a whole step. Here's B flat. Half step, half step. I know that C. We're good. No alteration needed. Up a whole step. D. Good. Up a whole step. From D, half step, whole step, is E, which is good. And then if we go up a half step from E, boom, we're on F, which is our home note. An F major scale. All right. Our homework this week is to construct major scales. I'll give you a clef, the staff, and the first note of a major scale. You write in the alphabet, notate the notes on the staff, add the major scale formula underneath, and I suggest that you have a copy of a keyboard. You can print one easily off the internet, available so that you can determine your half steps and whole steps. All right, that is our learning objectives for the week. I think by now, even with just this short lecture, we've got the concept of whole steps and half steps. You know the major scale formula. Your next step is to head to our worksheets, read through any material I may have posted for you on this week's assignment sheet. And sounds good. Go ahead and turn in your worksheets, and we'll call it a week. I'll see you next week.